Welcome to IBIS WX or IBIS Weather. This is Sarah. This is the update for September 22nd, 2025. And we are going to go ahead and get started talking about now Major Hurricane Gabrielle, which I should say this was obviously her satellite view. She's definitely looking more like your traditional major hurricane, still relatively small in size, which is a good thing. You can see Bermuda missing just the very outer bands of her, maybe getting some gusty winds and rain, but not as severe as it could be if she was more west, going over them. And she is continuing to head northeast now, away from the island. So that's good news. She did lose that sort of jumble of extra moisture she had to her southeast, and is now looking definitely more like a traditional one. You can see she's being a little bit sheared to her west, um, on her west side, which is obviously because of, as you can see, there are winds blowing this way, as we're seeing some thunder showers over there. So not completely, um, perfect conditions for her, but it's certainly had allowed her to become the major that she is currently right now. And you can definitely see her outflow being also pushed to the east. As for her cone, as you can see, so her tropical storm force winds are anything in the orange. Hurricane force would be coming out of the eye outward. X pretty much covers it up. And you can see Bermuda to the west of it. Definitely more, like I mentioned earlier, and also yesterday, she is definitely more a lopsided to the east side of a storm. She's currently a major at 140 miles per hour winds, which makes her right now category 4. She's moving north northeast at 12 miles per hour, so she's picked up some speed. It looks like she'll stay a major until sometime Wednesday morning to early afternoon when she'll be downgraded to a regular hurricane, so that'll be Cat 2 or 1, and then she'll become a tropical storm Friday afternoon, by Friday afternoon, I should say, and into Saturday when she'll most likely be a post-tropical cyclone, as well as what we're seeing over here on the maps. It looks like she may have her sensor going over the Azores, which we'll go ahead and touch on next. Key messages for Gabrielle. Swells continue to be generated by her, obviously for Bermuda in the northeast coast, wow, and down all the way to North Carolina, so North Carolina on up north, and of course the Atlantic Canada for the next couple of days. This, of course, can cause, rip currents and life-threatening surf. So make sure if you do go to the beach in any of those places that you are following any and all guidelines being issued out by your local government and uh, beach patrol. She's forecast to approach the Azores on late on Thursday, so you guys should be monitoring progress of her. Right now, we don't know what you guys could expect from her in terms of wind, rainfall, or surge at the moment. So this is something to continue to monitor. Um, and then if we look over here, forward euro, again, very good consensus about where she'll go. Does spread out a little bit more to the south of the direction, as you can see a little bit, and then clustering a little closer to the Azores. So we will have to wait and see. And it looks like parts of Europe could also feel maybe a little bit of her remnants as well. Too early to tell right now. And she's not the only system we are watching in the Atlantic. It's still hurricane peak season, so obviously we are still watching different ones and do have two waves coming behind her. The twins have been reunited. Let's go ahead and talk about the one that is in the red. So that has a 30% chance in the next 48 hours and an 80% chance in the next 7 days. Right now, not listed as an invest currently. Saying conditions will become more favorable as it continues to move west northwest tomorrow. A tropical depression is likely to form by Wednesday or Thursday as it continues to move westward. Once we get that, we'll have a better idea of kind of where the storm might try to go. Does look like there's some hinting that it could, copy what we've seen. Gabrielle, Fernand, and Aaron do. Might not either. And then, of course, for Disturbance 2, again, not an official invest at the moment. It's about 300 miles east of the Leeward Islands. It's expected to bring um, some heavy rain to the islands tonight and Tuesday, and then to Puerto Rico late tomorrow until Wednesday. Of course, some gusty winds can be expected as well, since it is, trying to be tropical in nature. Right now, it's marginally conductive, so 10% chance for 48 hours and 50% in the next 7 days. So it has gone up in that percentage for the next 7 days. Um, is moving northwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour and expected to slow down and turn more northwestward. And tropical depression could form late this week as it goes over to the southwestern Atlantic or near the Bahamas. So it's definitely something we'll need to continue to monitor as it looks like it will be possibly the closest storm we've had thus far to land that we've seen in this hurricane season thus far. Again, I know I don't always talk about these or show these, but I've been seeing some talk about this on social media about the AI version of the Euro and what we might see. So, as you can see, this is set for October 5th. That will be a Sunday. So, let's see, that will be a week, so almost 2 weeks away. And it's hinting that we may see a hurricane or a strong tropical storm off the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas and Florida. Um, Earlier, if you do see, let's go back a little bit, you'll notice it does um, kind of come out of the Gulf a little bit. Had a better chance of forming over there in the southeast coast, so we will have to continue to monitor that and see. Right now, there's no area of interest. We've been talking about with La Nina coming and setting up as we go into fall that the shear over there will be less. And we did mention as last season was backloaded, we did have more systems that came out of um, the Central American gyre area that this is definitely a possibility we may see this year. But will this be a phantom storm that the AI is just hinting at? Possibly. However, it does look like GFS is hinting at something as well. So this is for Wednesday, October 8th. So this is a little bit later than what they showed for October 5th. So let's go back to the 5th. Okay. Um, let's see. So yeah. So according to the GFS, the fifth does not have anything. There's something out to the east of the U.S. coast and the Bahamas. But as you can see, if we track back into the middle of that week, it does show something coming up into the Gulf. It does stop before we could see where it would make impact. It does interestingly make it kind of move to the west, which could happen. We'll have to kind of wait and see how the system sets up. It does look like it's trying to show possibly a front that could block it from coming out to um, the East Coast and going through the Big Bend, which I'm sure Florida would be very relieved over. So that definitely would make central Gulf Coast and Texas more of a possibility. Of course, this is again just an idea. GFS is known for phantom canes and phantom storms. This one does show a pretty strong one, which would not be uncommon for the Gulf, as you guys know. So we do have to monitor that. Again, no areas of interest right now, but just two trends that we are seeing that the models are putting out. And talk about winds again. So as you can see, this is Hurricane Gabrielle. Like I said, she is a Cat 4, looking like a strong, powerful hurricane that she is over there. She is still relatively small. And you can see again, Bermuda is just barely outside of the outer bands of her, which they're probably very grateful for. Again, kind of missing the worst of the storms as we've seen. And then, of course, the waves that have been tracking over here, you do see a little bit of some bend over here, a little loose circulation over here, and something also over here. So we'll have to continue to monitor. Of course, more, excuse me, more tropical waves are probably coming off the coast of Africa very soon, anyhow. So we will have to continue to monitor that. And then, of course, I love to kind of show the satellite view. This is the greater, Atlantic area. So this is the U.S. coast. So the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, and of course, the very small coastlines of Mississippi and Alabama, the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos and all that. So again, this is Hurricane Gabrielle with her eye that has gotten bigger and more clear. Again, we're seeing some clusters of storms kind of over here and down here. Still seeing, clusters of storms forming down here by Central America and over there by the Western Caribbean, over there by like Belize and Yucatan. So we will have to continue to monitor that and see if anything does try form. Again, no official areas of interest. We do have the two waves that we're watching over here, and of course, there's Gabrielle, who may impact the Azores, but she may not either. So we'll have to continue to monitor that. But she is looking impressive. They're like a true hurricane. Probably one of the better looking ones, I would say, there with Erin, as we saw earlier um, this season. And then also, I wanted to show again. So this is um, hold on. So yes, this is a tropical cyclone activity. What the Euro is thinking, just kind of show you the areas that it expects going forward for where hurricanes could generate and all that. So it does have percentages of colors down. Does it down here? Um, let's go back all the way over here so I can play it for you guys. But it does kind of show you, so you can see the area that are showing the Gabrielle. Of course, we have that one wave over here. This is the Gulf over here, and of course, from off the coast of Africa. So I'll play it forward, and I think it stops. Um, we'll see where it stops exactly. It might not stop all the way on 4th, that Saturday, October 4th. So let's see. And see what it is. So we're seeing it does hinting at some development that could happen over here, closer to the U.S. coast, and then of course off Africa. So it does take us all the way to October 4th, but nothing in the Gulf. So again, this is just kind of an idea of where they're thinking that we may have the highest percentage of something trying to form for a genesis or her tropical genesis. But right now, we don't have anything other than those three areas. Um, that we've been watching, which is over here. So Gabrielle knows too. But does kind of give you an idea of where we may see something try to form. Tomorrow we should get also the National Hurricane Center's probability map update as well to see what they post for that in terms of what they're thinking that might form. The like hot topic areas. Again, right now the Gulf is looking good. Does show something in early October may try to form. Time will tell. We have, a little bit over a week, about 2 weeks away from that now before that timeline. So we have timeline. So we have plenty of time to watch and monitor and continue to manage and see what happens. But we do know right now we do have again one hurricane who is a major hurricane and two waves coming up. So we'll continue to monitor and see what happens. So thank you guys for watching and listening. Please feel free to like, share, and comment. And I will talk to you guys later on.